for both these goaltenders, which would lead one to believe it might be a low-scoring series, Sam.
Yeah, you'd have to think that, the way these two guys come into this thing. But stranger things have happened, and we've seen it across the CHL all season long.
The Eastern Conference Final is underway, and Mark Scheifele's out there for the Barrie Colts. He wears number 19. He'll be one to watch. Anthony Camara, he's number 15. This is the big line for the Barrie Colts. Laser tries to dump it into the Belleville zone. That doesn't get far. Brendan Gantz a chance early on. Splits the knee. Gantz is in. Oh, a save. Niederberger doesn't know where it is. That one hit Laser in front. What an effort by Brendan Gantz, and Niederberger, whether he saw a couple of those or not, came up with a huge save. Now Barrie right back in on the attack. Scheifele has drawn a penalty behind the net, so what a change of momentum that is. A great chance for Belleville, and now they'll be shorthanded.
Brilliant play by Gantz here. He sees the only way to get it through the defense is to flip it up between them, and then he chases the puck down. He gets two cracks at it. The first stop by Niederberger, the second hits the post, and then Jonathan Laser ends up blocking the third shot off the rebound. And back the other way, when Barrie started to take it into Belleville's end, it turned into a penalty for Steven Silas. So the Bulls will be a man short.
And that's the problem. We talked about it in the open. The number one power play belongs to Barrie. The number one penalty kill, though, belongs to Belleville. So one of these teams will have to blink in this series. Jake Dotchin takes it to the corner, tries the pass. It makes it in front of the net, but it was stopped by Malcolm Subban. Andreas Athanasiou had the opportunity. Aggressive penalty kill out there by Garrett Huey, trying to make Tyson Fawcett hurry up a little bit. Gantz off the bench. He'll get another chance. This time shorthanded. High shot on Niederberger. That's off his shoulder. Comes all the way back into the Belleville zone, and Brady Austin takes his time firing at the length of the ice. Again, this aggressive penalty kill. Gantz is in there against three Colts, controlling it for the moment.
Really surprised me about the start to this game. These two teams only play each other twice during the regular season, and both of them were kind of anomaly games. To think that the first 10 minutes might be a feeling out process has definitely not been the case.
Athanasiou thought about a line change, stayed out there. The puck was there and gave it to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad's pass got to Scheifele, gets the return feed. Hard shot, that one stopped, kept alive by the Colts. Byers slows things down. Steven Byers works his way toward the net, drops it off for Scheifele. There's traffic in front. Subban got in front of that and made another save.
That's what Barrie is going to have to do. They're going to have to get plenty of pucks, number one, but number two, plenty of traffic in front of Subban and look for some of those dirty goals. If this guy sees it clean, he's going to stop it.
20 seconds to go in the power play. Belleville able to clear it out to center, and Barrie has learned now they'll have to hurry. Michael Curtis is the man in on that shorthanded forecheck. Scheifele's in over the line. Scheifele trying to work his way around Jake Warad. Still has the puck back behind the net. The referee's in the mix. Jordan Subban, that comes to the line, not out. Ekblad fires it in. Scheifele was dangerously at the side of the net. He got it over to Zach Hall, and the Colts. It's an even strength goal, but it's a 1-0 lead for Barrie. Hall put it in, and the Colts on the road get the lead.
Well, not long after the penalty had expired, Barrie was still able to exert pressure, and it's a poor clearing attempt, and it happens to be an unfortunate line change. As this puck comes out, it hops over a stick. That allows Ekblad to keep it in, and then Scheifele goes to work, sends it right cross crease to Zach Hall, who missed the last two games of the Oshawa series due to an injury, but the 9-10 day layoff helped Zach Hall get back to the lineup, and boy, the Colts happy to have him back there on that top line. 1-0 Barrie.
Belleville missing a couple of players, as talked about in the open with Tony Ambrosio. They'll have to find a way to get a little bit of offense. The keys to the game tonight are brought to you by Irwin Tools, the makers of Vice Grip Root Lock Pliers. Invite you to celebrate National Tradesman Day on September 20th.
Well, moving to the Olympic ice is bigger, going to be better for the Barrie Colts. And when they look at the Belleville Bulls, George Burnett says he wants his team to keep its feet between the blue lines. Neutral zone play is going to be key in this entire series, especially here on the big ice surface for the Bulls.
Sharkov flying in, gets erased along the boards by Aaron Lepkowski. Alan Quine keeps it in. Sharkov will chase it down on the other side. He takes Yule into the boards. The puck's at that. Quine behind the net. He's one of the best playmakers on the Belleville Bulls. He was tied for the team lead in assists. Got it to the front of the net. Scrambly play. The Colts come up with it and get it out to center. Eric Bradford chases it down in the corner against Brady Austin. Pass back to Dodson. That hits a body in front, bounces to the corner. Aaron Barisha. He's up against Josh McDonald. That one's dumped behind the net. Niederberger doesn't bother coming up. Pass ahead. Mitchell Theoret. Islanders draft pick number 10 for the Colts. Slides it down to Athanasiou. That's broken up, and coming the other way is Garrett Huey. Gets it to Aaron Barisha. Barisha takes the shot. Niederberger to save. The puck's way up in the air. Lands in the corner, and the Colts come up with it.
Garrett Huey's got a lot of juice. Hard to the net. Almost knocked it off there.
Athanasiou with that great speed. Tried to walk around Subban and get a shot, and he couldn't put it on goal.
There's one guy for Barrie who'll like this bigger is better theory.
Garrett Huey on the backhand. That's kicked aside by Niederberger. Warad right away on it. Puts it back behind the net to Huey, and Laser comes back to break things up. Jonathan Laser's plus 13 in this postseason for the Barrie Colts. Anthony Camara. He's a tough guy to handle down low. Theoret comes in, bumps his man, but he will take a penalty for it, and the Belleville Bulls will get a chance to even the game up on the power play.
Well, Mitchell Theoret, who was banged up towards the end of the Oshawa series as well, draws back in due to the long layoff, and a key piece he is. You see Camara working down low, and then Theoret comes in and clearly from behind takes Simmons down, and no question with the referee all over it, even Theoret looks sideways and says, yeah, a little too late to take it back, so he goes to the box, and this is going to be key for Belleville, too. We talked about special teams off the broadcast. Now Belleville with the opportunity to even things up a man up.
Barrie with a 2-on-1 here, short-handed. Shifley going to the front of the net. McDonald couldn't get the pass to him. Brendan Goss drops it off behind the net. Shifley steals. Shifley's in front. He couldn't get the wraparound to go, but he's still in there causing havoc.
1-on-4, what an effort by Shifley. Just one of those guys as a first-round pick who can give you minutes in every situation and be successful in all of them.
Joseph Cramarosa trying to get to a good spot to shoot. It went on goal. Niederberger steered to the side, and that'll be whistled for a glove pass.
You get a look at Belleville, and both teams thinking that they might have more time in their own end to regroup here, but that's not the case. Shifley in behind the net, pickpockets Cardwell, and then just puts it out in front of the net. Now, obviously, he didn't have any help because they're a man down, but he continued to forge forward, killed valuable seconds off the clock, and a big scare for Malcolm Subban as Dale Howardchuk, the Barrie Colts head coach, looks on with his team up 1-0.
Power play here for Belleville. Daniil Zarkov. Back to Jordan Subban. He's the youngest of the Subban brothers, and he is the top-ranked prospect in this game. Ranked 81st, according to Central Scouting. He was 6th in defenseman scoring in the OHL, so he does have that offensive flair. Daniil Zarkov gets it to Subban. There's the shot. That's stopped by Niederberger. Laser gets to the rebound and clears.
Boy, Niederberger looked sharp early on. And going into the series, if you're just a casual fan, you'd think that Subban would have the definite advantage in goal. But Niederberger, although a little step behind Subban, not as big a gap as you would think between these two keepers.
Alan Quine playing the point in this power play. Walks right in, got a shot. That one went up in the air and just went behind the net. Jordan Subban slides it over to Quine. He drops it off to Zarkov. Zarkov trying to find an open man. He's looking at Quine, gives it to him. Quine slides it to Subban. Subban walks in. That shot gets to Niederberger, and he's able to hang on.
And they're not going to like Belleville crashing in on Niederberger thereafter. I mean, the Bulls know that they're going to need to do the same thing that Barrie is going to do against Subban, and that's get lots of traffic. I mean, he's just been so good throughout the course of this season, especially the second half, and in particularly in the playoffs, Niederberger has just been outstanding in goal for the Colts. It really started in January here in the second half. 4-1 March. Obviously 8-0 here in the playoffs. But when I look at Niederberger, it really starts for me last year at the World Junior Championships. They played in Division II, did Germany. And they ended up winning that pool, which allowed them to go into Calgary and Edmonton with the big group. And that was largely in part to Niederberger's play, a guy who's used to playing on this big ice surface. He's played in Germany's top professional league before coming over to North America.
Still a power play here for Belleville for the next 15 seconds. Time dwindling on them and an opportunity to even this game up. Scott Simmons, 8 points in his last 8 games. Gets to the line. Speed for Cramarosa. And again, Niederberger gets that right pad down and makes a big save. Mark Scheifele, 1-on-2. Can he work some magic? That shot went off the leg and wide. Cramarosa. He'll chase this one down himself. Glazer gets sandwiched behind the net, but made the play. Got it to Eric Ekblad, and the Barrie Colts are out of their zone, led by Scheifele. Now Zach Hall, the goal scorer. Hall moves it to Ekblad. That shot missed. Comes out the other side, and hovering near it was Hall, so Silas took it to the end boards. Hall has it again. Now Scheifele trying to steal it from Simmons. Cramarosa, it's been a long shift for his line, so Gauntz dumps it in. They get a change in.
One thing we noticed in this Belleville lineup, Tyler Grayevac out of the lineup. We just discovered when we got to the arena here today, he would not play. And so it must be something significant with the long layoff that Belleville has had. He's a key piece to their offense. An absolutely brilliant acquisition by George Burnett. He, along with Alan Twine, have really helped pick up the offense for Belleville.
Dodson puts the pass in front. Now Belleville will have to find somebody else to pick up that slack. That's 38 goals from the regular season. Their leading goal scorer, and he led them in points, too. That's a tough loss for Game 1 of this Eastern Conference Final for Belleville. Michael Curtis trying to get around Dodson. Takes a hit, moved it ahead to Barisha. Subban keeps it in. That hit a body in front. Curtis directed it wide. Curtis tracks it down in the corner. Subban able to keep the puck in. Drops it off to Barisha. Bowie leaves it for Curtis. Dodson gets right on his back. Curtis trying to spin away from Dodson. They're at a stalemate. Eric Bradford looking for a loose puck. It's flipped up high, cleared down the ice, and that will be icing against Barrie. Well, there's been some opportunities for Belleville. Gauntz early, Cramarosa, but they haven't been able to solve Niederberger. As a result, Barrie leads.
This is your last chance to...
And welcome back to Belleville. It is 1-0 Barrie over the Bulls, joined now by Belleville coach George Burnett. George, obviously at the start you were looking for, but did you like the way your team has responded since giving up that early goal?
Yeah, I think we have to just be patient. We were a little nervous, I thought. We had a little excitement right there on the first shift. They got a power play goal. We just have to respond.
Without Tyler Grayevac, what must your team do to pick up his lack of offense when he's not here?
Well, I think collectively we've all got to chip in a little bit more and keep the game real simple.
George, thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
RJ?
All right, thanks, Tony. They've had some chances. Gauntz a great chance. Cramarosa, a terrific opportunity. Brady Austin lofts one in. Nobody there for Belleville to redirect. Kharkov tries the quick spin and fired Fandon. Alex Yule, he joins the rush. There's Malcolm Subban again. Able to stand his ground, make the save, and not allow a rebound.
I mean, perfectly underneath him. A lot of times that puck with its momentum would hit the back of the goalie and then end up in the back of the net. Instead, it goes right between his legs in the reverse 5-hole.
Well, they're going to take a look at it just to confirm, but that was 2 posts for Gauntz. Now, we'll try to have a listen here between the referee and the video goal judge as they take a look at it.
Scott Ferguson, the referee here. Not much audio to give you, but it definitely worthwhile. You don't want to see anything decided here, but what they're checking for, obviously, to see if this puck went in, and based on the looks that we're seeing, I don't see that being the case.
Wow, and it went right to Niederberger.
The reverse 5-hole.
We're only 9 minutes and 35 seconds into this first period. but there's definitely the bounces going in favor of the Barrie Colts.
They didn't. I'm trying to get the work that one. It didn't go off the post. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Bye. Scotty?
Yeah.
Off the post.
That's what I had. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
No, there you go. You don't get it anywhere else in broadcast coverage. The fact that we can listen in to both the on and off ice officials, and I think a good move by the officials to go upstairs and just have a look. The overhead clearly shows the best angle of that puck bouncing right off the post and back underneath Niederberger. And you know, you talk about having to pick up the offense when you're missing Grayevac. Chances like that, the Bulls will look back later and say, boy, we should have just bared down.
It remains a 1-0 lead for Barrie. Lepkowski. He bumps with Curtis. Curtis walks in front, and there's Niederberger again. Lepkowski moves it ahead to Byers. That pass bounces over the stick of Ewell. He gets control and dumps it into the Belleville zone. Brady Austin skates out of his own end. Byers fell into the end boards, slow to get up. Curtis gets a shot, and there's a weather flash by Matthias Niederberger, who has been rock solid in goal for the Barrie Colts so far tonight. Quine dangerous. He was second on the Bulls in offense during the regular season, trailing only Grayevac, so he's a guy who has to pick up that slack. Alex Ewell slides it ahead to Byers. Good to see him up there. Shifley, a hard shot. Big bounce off the end boards. Another chance for Shifley. Subban the save, and Curtis will try to slow things down a little bit, with Barrie firing at all cylinders right now.
The battle of world junior teammates Malcolm Subban against Mark Shifley. It'll be all series long.
Big Cardwell. How's that for a move by the overage defenseman? Not known for his offense, but got a great chance there. Shifley starts the other way. Gauntz is forced to play a little defense, and he blocked the shot. That's hit with a high stick, and Ewell's forced to touch it.
End-to-end action, and Mark Shifley will normally be in the middle of it. You'll see here it's the Bulls with an opportunity. A good inside-out move by Jake Cardwell. Cardwell taking it hard to net is tripped up, and it doesn't end up being a good chance after all, but nonetheless Cardwell showing that he'll have no issues jumping up with the rush.
And the presence of Brendan Gauntz, knew his defenseman was up there, stayed back, and it didn't turn into an odd man rush. Alan Quine, he's had a few chances, gives it to Jordan Subban. Circles the net, puts it off the outside of the post. Chalk up another post now for Belleville. Sharkov, a hard hit, dodged and rocked him. He's back up. Broussard gets it to him. There's a screen shot. Niederberger had the angle and makes another save.
You know, one thing that Niederberger, watched him during the warm-up. I mean, he was very, very particular and very meticulous in his warm-up. First blocker, then glove, then a couple of short breaks. And the one thing I consistently notice is his ability to angle his stick up, and you'll see a perfect example of it right here. As he goes down, he'll angle that stick so that when the rebound comes at him, it'll end up shooting right back up into his stomach.
Michael Webster, his pass to McDonald, and he didn't touch it, so they will call that icing.
Well, this Belleville Bulls Hockey Club without Tyler Grayevac, and that obviously puts a lot more pressure on everyone else, including the goaltender Malcolm Subban, but he's answered the challenge at every turn here for Belleville, and things look like they might start to go sideways in the middle part of that Mississauga series, and then Subban settled things right down, has allowed just 6 goals in his last 5 games.
Nicky Petty, the 16-year-old from Welland, trying to make something happen for Belleville. Instead, it's Barrie coming the other way. Dylan Corson, son of Shane Corson, throws a hit in the corner for the Colts. Now he'll try to chase after Jake Warad, and Warad able to find a little bit of time in his own zone. Bignell's pass ahead for Heffernan. That doesn't connect, and now it's Belleville with the icing.
Subban has been so good, and you look at a goaltender who's shutout streak 135 minutes and 2 seconds coming into this, and you wonder with the layoff if he was going to be sharp, but I think he's answered all those questions here early on. 8 shots on goal by the Colts.
Off the face-off, Scheifele dangerous again. Laser puts it behind the net to Scheifele. Works the puck in front, doesn't find Kamara. Now Scott Simmons works his way out to center. Simmons, some tough real estate to get inside that Barrie zone. He'll take a big hit from Simmons. Ran right into him. He's all right, though. Late pass to Kamara. He redirects it into the Belleville zone. He'll go in on the forecheck against Cardwell. Cardwell and Silas, the defense tandem that George Burnett will try to get up against this Scheifele line. That pass picked up by Cramarosa. Cramarosa on his horse trying to get another chance. Drops it off for Gauntz. Gauntz moves it to the open side. Cramarosa has it. Now at the top of the circle, Cramarosa ran out of time. Hall moves it ahead, and he found Scheifele. Scheifele with speed, but it's knocked away from him by Jordan Subban.
Good defensive play. When you're a smallish defenseman, one thing you have to be good is with your stick.
Aaron Barisha trying to steal it away from Alex Lepkowski, and Lepkowski wasn't going to allow that to happen. Scheifele again. It's been a long shift for him, but senses maybe another chance. He heads to the front of the net. Austin moves it along the boards. Bouncing puck. Bounces right to Barisha. He tried the far side. Niederberger reached for it and missed the net.
RJ, you brought up a good point about that Mark Scheifele shift, a long one, and that's one thing George Burnett was worried about. He said that Scheifele's line regularly takes shifts a minute 20 long. Makes it tougher to match up against.
Austin eludes a hit. Gets it in front. Curtis, he gets a shot, but Ewell got a stick on it and never got to the net.
Great defensive play by Ewell, and again, a smallish defenseman with good stick positioning to take a chance away.
And Barrie gets to center, but not quite over the red line. Another icing. The Barrie Colts still leading on Friday Night Hockey, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
For bigger arms, shred it up today. Do it now.
Take the whole thing.
Off the face-off, a quick shot by Austin Broussard, and there was a big save by Niederberger. Broussard hustling into the Barrie zone, the Winnipeg draft pick. A couple of Winnipeg Jets players going head-to-head in this one. Of course, Scheifele and Broussard. Mitchell Theoret. He's back out after taking that penalty earlier in the game. This will redirect in on Subban. He's good playing the puck. Moves it to his brother Jordan. Off the glass, and that won't find anybody in the Belleville Bulls jersey.
Well, RJ, we saw the WHL playoffs kick off with a 3-2 overtime win for the Calgary Hitmen over Edmonton. London and Plymouth no score, and the Baie-Comeau Drakkar have taken a 1-0 lead over Blainville Boisbriand. Jeremy Gregor with his 9th of the postseason. And a little later on, the WHL, both sides are in action there. Really looking forward to that Kamloops-Portland series. That one last year when the two met up, Kamloops down 3-0 in the series, came back to force a Game 7 before eventually losing out to Portland.
What a start for the Calgary Hitmen in Edmonton, winning Game 1 in overtime. Brady Brassard, the goal for the Hitmen. Jake Warad, he's been flying in this first period for Belleville. Circles the net. Lepkowski from West Seneca, New York, drafted by his hometown Sabres. Race for it at center. Warad gets to it again. Matthias Niederberger left it behind the net. Curtis couldn't bring it in front. Niederberger got back.
There's a lot of wacky stuff going on at that end of the ice.
Lepkowski knew that Hui was offside, so he was taking his time, and Hui played it, so that will be an offside call, and it will come to center for the faceoff, or actually just outside the Belleville line.
You have to wonder if that wasn't a deke by Curtis there, because Niederberger did look, and on the near side he had a defenseman open and instead decided to play the puck behind, and we saw that in the game just a week or two ago. The same sort of thing where the puck was coughed up behind the net. Not only do you have to communicate, but you have to be aware with your eyes on where your defensemen are.
Aaron Ekblad now riding a 4-game point streak. He had an assist on that opening goal by Zach Hall. They're both up there right now. Ekblad just turned 17 in February. 6'4" and a full beard. Ekblad has the puck now. It's Zach Hall over the line to Scheifele. He just missed blocker side. Cardwell takes a hit from Hall. Hall moves it in front of the net. There's Steven Silas. 2 overage defensemen for Belleville. Making sure this big line for Barrie couldn't create anything. Anthony Camara avoids a check. Now Zharkov inside his own zone. Has to be careful. It was Scheifele on his tail. Got away from him. Moved it ahead to Austin. Austin to center. Dumps it in. Brassard tracks it down. Ekblad behind the net. He'll take a hit from Zharkov. Coming in to get his Brassard. That pass just away from Quine. Austin dumps it in. Quine behind the net. Quine trying to skate away from Ekblad. Quine works his way to the middle of the ice and gives it away. Eric Bradford moved it ahead. Quine steals it back. Gave it right back to Bradford. Subban will jump into this rush. Can't get it around Dodson. Now Jake Warad will have to use those wheels again to get that puck inside his own zone. Nice spin move. Zharkov, his shot. Big save, Niederberger. That was deflected too, and a quick glove by Niederberger. Quine spots Warad, and the puck bounced just as it got to him. Bignow gives it away behind his own net. Warad was there. Now Michael Curtis into the final minute of this opening frame. Curtis hit by Dodson. Now Aaron Barisha. He's working hard to get the puck. Can't do it. It's Byers. He does a 360 as he surveys the situation. Far side. Moves it ahead to Brendan Lemieux, the son of Claude Lemieux.
And he plays just like that. No fun to play against, no fun to practice against. Dale Hawerchuk says he's made his team much better because of his hard practice habits. Showed up from the Green Bay Gamblers of the USHL in November.
Puck given away behind the net. Barrie didn't seem to want it, and a late opportunity for Belleville. They had plenty of opportunities in the first period, but were not able to beat Matthias Niederberger.
And none better than the chance for Cameron Gaunce where he banked it off the post and then ended up under Niederberger. Boy, you don't want to look back and say you left that one in the bank.
17 points. That's in 8 games in a period.
Yeah, sensational. And I went up to the Barrie the other day to watch the Colts practice, and I thought they were deking me out. I went into the Barrie Molson Center. They were painting the ice, and 5 minutes down the road is the Allendale Recreation Center, which has that Olympic pad and has really given Barrie the opportunity to get used to this ice surface here, including the square boards, as we've seen in a lot of dumping.
Brendan Gaunce, he had an early chance in the first period. Moves it to Simmons. Simmons working on his backhand side. Shovels it in front of the net. Nobody there for Belleville. All left that one and almost stolen by Simmons. Anthony Camara, he's got a hard shot. Malcolm Subban handled it. Aaron Ekblad sends it right back in. Camara has it in the corner. Bouncing puck. Cardwell steals. That pass just out of the reach of Cramarosa. Silas slides it ahead to Simmons. He needs a change. Now Aaron Ekblad. He's picking up a lot of those extra minutes without Ryan O'Connor. He still has 3 games after this to serve in his suspension.
And a big piece. Ekblad also picking up those minutes on the power play normally taken by O'Connor, who had 33 points with the extra man during the regular season.
What a play by Stephen Byers to come back and pick the pocket of Alan Quine. Webster slides it out of his own zone. Theoret saw a hit coming, dumped it in, didn't get it deep though. And that will go into the Barrie zone. Webster tried to slow down a little bit, have it go for icing, didn't fool the linesman. Subban dumps it in. That'll go all the way around to Webster. Tried to play it behind the net, didn't get much on it. Zharkov swoops in. Now Garrett Huey, he might have a chance to try to tuck it in short side. Aaron Barisha spins and fires. Niederberger the save, and the puck sat in the crease. One glove is off. Huey and Dodson look like they're going to go. Now they're behind the net. Dodson has that right hand loose. Huey's all tied up. Another right from Dodson. Dodson's a Tampa Bay draft pick. Garrett Huey gets taken down by Dodson in our first scrap of the Eastern Conference Final.
Well, Dodson was picked up from the Owen Sound attack for this very reason, to add some toughness to a Barrie lineup that badly needed it. Devin Reimerchuk also picked up from Owen Sound, and then Brandon Lemieux added in November. So those three guys have really added the kind of toughness. But Garrett Huey had no issues. It's like he had his hands all buttered up. Those gloves came off in a hurry. He goes right over to Dodson, and then quickly they come off. And Dodson being a much bigger customer, Huey trying to inspire his club, and not much other than a hugging match between those two. But, you know, RJ, when we came into this series, you looked at two teams that are honest teams, that are usually very disciplined teams, and you thought this would come down to a real, true hockey series. And I think in the first period it was pretty indicative of that. You know, a couple of things after the whistle here and there, but nothing like what we've seen in some series in the past, especially in the Western Hockey League, where everyone's trying to exert that physical presence really early on.
Pretty good pace, too, to that first period, considering Barrie had 10 days off and Belleville had 8 days off, so a layoff for both of these teams before this Eastern Conference Final started up.
Combined 25 shots on goal, so no shortage in that department.
The dislike didn't take long, just a minute 57 into the second period to get a scrap. Malcolm Subban stays in his net. Puck came in front, but he batted it away before Bradford could track it down. Michael Curtis. He's got Nicky Petty with him. Petty trying to chase down that bouncing puck. Big Lepkowski batted it away. Belleville's created some chances from down low. Aaron Barisha, he gets thrown into the boards by Ewell. Has the puck in his skates. Still trying to control. Curtis digging at it, trying to poke it loose for the Bulls. Bradford, he's draft eligible, sitting at 126th in the midterm rankings as he heads to center. Pass to Lepkowski. Offside is Lemieux. He'll have to get back onside, and the Belleville Bulls can't take advantage of the pass. Jordan Subban has a bit of speed as he gets over that Barrie line. Subban got it to the goal line. That's where Aaron Ekblad takes over. Ekblad, 6'4", fires it in. He'll let the forwards try to chase it down. Dylan Corson has it in the corner. He's in some tight quarters with teammate Cody Brown. Wine staying right on the back of Corson. Brown moves it ahead to Corson. Now Subban will have to deal with him. Daniil Zharkov, third-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers. He's got some skating room. Now he's winding it up. Zharkov's in over the Barrie line. Zharkov puts the puck between his legs, works around, gets a shot away, and that one's topped by Niederberger, and he gets the whistle.
When you have a team that plays in a big arena, you want to try and build that team around speed. So George Burnett going out of the CHL import draft last year and picking up Zharkov. An Edmonton Oilers prospect shows off some of that speed and stick handling ability at top speed between the legs, tries to wrap around, and then gets a second chance opportunity, both stopped by Niederberger.
Silas off the faceoff. That's kicked aside. Good rebound control by Niederberger. Now Hall shows some patience in his own zone. There's an open man. It's Ewell. Foley's cautious to come out and play that puck. They let it go around. Lepkowski, his wrist shot. That's wide of the net. Bounces out the other side pretty hard. Ewell pinches down. Now he drops it off for Scheifele. Art Scheifele lofts one up high. Lepkowski, he circles behind the net. The pass got through a few skates. Now Scheifele. He gives it away, and who else but Mark Scheifele with the steal. Now Scheifele's in over the Belleville line. Scheifele working his way in. Scheifele a backhand. That's a big save by Subban. What a play by Scheifele.
Not so sure that one didn't hurt either. He really stretched back with that left leg, did Subban.
Glazer will have to hurry. Cramarosa. He's found another gear in this game, but Both Colts defensemen were back. Scheifele, another long shift. He'll just get that one, dump it in, head off to the bench. Jordan Subban hears the word wheel, and he's off to the races. There's a shot right on Niederberger, and he's starting to make it look easy.
Here can Mark Scheifele, who's had games in the National Hockey League in each of the last couple of seasons, and you get a chance to see why. He's able to pick it up a gear, able to hang on to the puck, and I love his patience there. Just waits at the very last second to go backhand, and he had that corner pick. But Subban did an amazing job not to overslide and just kick out that left toe to make a good stop.
Brady Austin makes a move at center. Austin trying to go wide on Laser. Gets it in front of the net. Barrie picks it off, and Andreas Athanasiou. He's got great speed. He's a Red Wings draft pick. Athanasiou in front. Theoret. He's had the hot hand most of the season. Couldn't convert there. Laser's shot. That one tipped aside by Subban.
Really good chemistry there between Athanasiou and Mitchell Theoret, who came over in a midseason trade from the Niagara Ice Dogs. And the two have found great chemistry with one another. Theoret, an Islanders pick. Athanasiou, a Detroit Red Wings prospect.
Alan Quine heading east-west. Now he starts moving into the Barrie zone. That's broken up immediately, fired down the ice, and that will be icing. A fast-paced start to this second period, but it's still that first period goal for Zach Hall.
This is
Thing happening in hockey.
Upstairs now to RJ.
Off the face-off, Lepkowski tries to move it ahead to Fawcett. Lepkowski will get another crack at it. Alex Yule, watched by Berisha. Lepkowski lost the handle for a moment. Berisha in there on the forecheck. Now Lepkowski. Long stride, moves it ahead to Tyson Fawcett. Warad gets over there to break that play up. That gets to the line and got outside the line. Bradford tried to keep it in. That will give Warad some time to set things up.
It's interesting what Dale Howardchuk said and talking about that third man high and some of the defensive responsibilities for the forwards collapsing. And they get a little overzealous sometimes with more ice out there. And that's what Barrie's finding itself in right now. But having said that, they still hold the 1-0 lead. And, you know, the Colts have been brilliant. Speaking of Howardchuk and the job that he's done, they've just one loss in their last 17 games. And that goes back to March 15th at the bunker, the second last game ever played by the Brampton Battalion at the Powerade Center. 5-2 loss in that game. But other than that, it's been a pretty good run for Dale Howardchuk's hockey club.
One loss in their last 16 games. Zach Hall, he let a howitzer go, and that was just high. Kamara to Hall. Jake Cardwell gave it right back to Hall. Now Scheifele. It's been dangerous every time the puck's been on his stick. Laser moves it in front of the net. Looking for it is Kamara, and Silas able to get it out to center. Silas now will join the rush. Ramarosa leaves it for Simmons. Gauntz. Oh, what a passing play that was! An absolute beauty, and Steven Silas puts it into the open net. We're tied at 1.
Well, oddly enough, Silas isn't known as that big offensive player, and when Gauntz gets it down low, he's got great patience. You'd think after hitting the post with a golden opportunity in the first period that he'd want to make good and try and score, but instead he waits for Silas to get open, and a picture-perfect passing play as both Barrie defensemen are drawn out of position, and that allows Silas, licensed down low, to pick up the goal. What a great pass by Gauntz, and Silas setting up shop in the offensive zone has a simple tap-in. Niederberger wasn't getting lucky with a post this time around.
Brendan Gauntz now on a 5-game point streak. He has points in 10 of the Bulls' 11 playoff games, and Steven Silas is having a good postseason too. The overage defenseman is leading the team in defenseman scoring. A delay here.
Well, a lot of times what they'll do is after every goal, they'll go upstairs and just double check it. And you'll see they'll get the okay, and then once the okay is made after a couple of looks from upstairs, they'll be good to go.
Well, that goal coming at the 7:38 mark of the second period. We expected with these two goaltenders that it would be a low-scoring series. It's been a low-scoring game.
Everyone a little gun-shy after what happened to Gauntz in that first period where it bounced off the post in a very similar play. This time around it was Silas on the doorstep, and he made no mistake about it. Silas with his 7 goals this year, a career high. 5th year in the Ontario Hockey League, and now adding to those totals here in the postseason.
Well, that's a tough task for Silas and Cardwell, too. They're going to be up against the Scheifele line for the majority of this series. Not bad when they can chip in for a little offense, too. Now Belleville maybe has a jump in their step. Dylan Corson. He's okay with the dump and chase game. He's a bit of a mold from his father, Shane, too. Michael Webster sees the forecheck of Michael Cramarosa, the younger brother of Joseph Cramarosa. This will come right on Subban. He takes a look up, sees the Barrie Colts coming in. He'll get the whistle, and we'll get a chance to talk to Tony Ambrosio again. Tony.
RJ, the UFC on Sportsnet will return tomorrow on Sportsnet 1 at 5 o'clock Eastern. It's the UFC Lightweight Championship. Henderson versus Melendez. Since Showdown Joe wasn't here with us, we'll ask our resident UFC expert, RJ, who you got?
Yeah, Benson Henderson, he's been terrific. And Gilbert Melendez, the Strikeforce champ, easily the 2 best lightweights in the world. Should be a great fight. I don't pick. Fight can go either way. Don't put me on the spot, Tony. But I'd say Benson Henderson. Andreas Athanasiou, look out. He's got great speed. He tried to go to the backhand, but he has drawn a penalty. And Athanasiou, that didn't take him long to get to full speed. Jordan Subban, he was the recipient of the afterburners of Athanasiou, and he'll head off to the penalty box.
Subban has got great boots of his own, but is most effective when moving those feet. And we talked about this big ice surface. One guy who we knew was going to be able to take advantage of that is Andreas Athanasiou, arguably the best skater out here. And once he turns the corner on Subban, Subban has no choice but to come down hard on the stick afterwards. And a little bump from behind in the aftermath of it all, but Subban gets called for slashing. Athanasiou, when we looked at the preliminary rankings last year, was projected to go in the first round, and then, not getting a ton of playing time in London, asked for a trade. That was granted, and coming to Barrie has been a real blessing in disguise for a team in the Detroit Red Wings that has a very talented young man.
Yeah, and Detroit again. Yeah, a later round pick.
Go figure.
Yep. Well, this is Barrie's terrific power play on display right now. Stephen Byers didn't look too terrific right there as that came outside the line. Got as far as center, but that's it. Zach Hall brings it right back in. Slips it ahead to Ekblad, and that's picked off by Gauntz, and he flicks it out of the zone.
And this is where Ryan O'Connor has most missed, although the power play hasn't missed a beat with O'Connor out.
Hall moves it to Ekblad. One-time shot, he scores! Aaron Ekblad rips it home on the power play, and the Colts are back in front.
And that's exactly why this power play hasn't missed a beat. O'Connor with his 33 power play points in the regular season, serving the last 4 of his 10-game suspension. But it's Aaron Ekblad who takes his place in the power play. They go with 4 forwards, including Byers, playing up top. But when we talked about Dale Howardchuk and what he lets his guys do, he gives them creative license. And here, 4 guys in, Ekblad waits back behind at the point, and that one-time shot with all kinds of bodies in front of him. Unfortunately, they're Belleville bodies, and the screen allows Ekblad to pick up his 4th here of the postseason on the power play.
Well, Aaron Ekblad, he leads the Barrie Colts in defenseman scoring in this postseason. He's on a multi-point game here tonight, too. In on both of the Barrie goals. The Iraq tries the spin move. Austin stays right with him. Josh McDonald sends it down low. Theoret trying to chase after it. Jake Warad has it in his skates. Able to control him. Theoret not making his life easy. It's hit by a high stick. Theoret doesn't want to play it. Finally, referee will just blow it down. And that will cause a face-off. And the Barrie Colts are back in front. The Belleville McFarlands.
Got to see that sign on our way to Earl and Angelo's for a great dinner last night here in the city of Belleville. Being recognized still as a staple in this hockey-crazed city.
Eric Bradford in on the forecheck. Warad slides it around looking for Curtis. Dodson is pinched down. That's cleared by Belleville. Will that one have enough for icing? Webster. Well, that was the long route. And the crowd doesn't like that very much, but it worked out for Webster this time.
Webster, an interesting story. He was picked in the 12th round of the 2011 draft out of the Vaughan Vipers program, which is a little bit north of Toronto. And for Webster, one of 3 players ranked by Central Scouting in the upcoming National Hockey League draft, ranked 157th in terms of North American skaters. And that is a note of interest because just 2 days ago, the Barrie Colts presented to the MasterCard Memorial Cup Committee as one of 3 teams, along with Windsor and the London Knights, to host the 2014 MasterCard Memorial Cup. And one thing they obviously look at is the team moving forward. Webster, a big part of that defensive core.
Well, Hui has had a physical period for Belleville. He's in the penalty box again. He had a fight earlier in the game, and it will be Barrie short-handed as Laser took down Grammarosa, and he had a head of steam and went into those end boards pretty hard.
Grammarosa just signed his 3-year entry-level deal with the Anaheim Ducks. A little slow to get up, but he's a valuable piece to this Belleville Hockey Club because with Graovac out, he elevates to that top line. Not to mention MasterCard Memorial Cup experience with the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors in 2011, and he goes awfully hard back first into the boards as Laser got into his way, and we've seen a couple of nasty collisions into that end boards on that end of the ice.
Belleville 0 for 1 on the power play in this game. They have another opportunity to try to even things up. Barrie took advantage of their power play the last time. Plenty of room out there, too. It'll be a 4-on-3 power play here for the Bulls. Scrum off the face-off, and Bradford comes out of a sea of dark jerseys with the puck. Moves it back to Ekblad. He'll kill off a few more seconds. That pass. Quine got a stick on it. Ekblad's there to recover. Now can he get it out? You bet he does. Foot race for the puck. Bradford against Gauntz. Bradford trying to go wide, and that good reach of Gauntz knocked it away from him. Bradford moves it back, and the keep away for the Colts continues. Lepkowski. That's back to Ekblad, and he doesn't get a lot on that clearing, but it's okay. It worked out. It went to Bradford, and he finished the job off.
I think it was by design.
It was.
That's why they call him an exceptional player.
Now the Bulls setting things up. Jarkov gets it over to Gauntz. Quine creeps in. Back down low to Jarkov. Over to Quine. Quine very patient. Jarkov to Quine. Quine backpedals. Jarkov right back to Quine. 4 forwards out there for Belleville. What a dive by Jarkov. That went right to Gauntz, keeping the pressure on the Barrie Colts. 50 seconds to go on this power play. Quine, he creeps in a little closer. Doesn't get a shot. The crowd at Yardman Arena wants a shot, and it's stolen away by Shifley. Foot race, Gauntz and Shifley. Shifley cuts to the front of the net, got a weak shot away, and Malcolm Subban hangs onto it, and Shifley able to get a whistle down in the Belleville zone.
Well, Belleville looking a little discombobulated as Jarkov had to go to the ice to keep the puck alive, and then that pulled Belleville out of formation and allowed Shifley to go down against Gauntz, and he makes a smart play. He knows he's up against a forward, so he knows he's going to be able to take it to the net. And at the very least, Shifley's still able to get that offensive zone face-off here while his team's a man short. And boy, what a spectacular player he is. Just a treat to watch.
And the patience of Aaron Ekblad on display again. Wins the face-off, kills off a few more seconds, sends it the length of the ice, and now Jake Cardwell. He's picking up some speed as he gets in over the Barrie line. Cardwell His shot went low and wide. Alex Lepkowski, he'll have a chance to clear. Webster and Huey out of the penalty box, so it's a 5-on-4 power play for the next 5 seconds. Maybe one last go at it here for the Bulls. Curtis over the line. Curtis gets himself into a good spot. Niederberger the save. Rebounds there. Belleville has it. Cramarosa slides it over to Silas. That one stopped. The rebound just put wide. Athanasiou. Pass right on the tape of a streaking Byers. Byers a shot. That's stopped by Subban, but he's drawn a penalty.
Been a tough go for Byers even since practice on Wednesday. Went into the end boards hard. Did so again here today. What looked to be a twisted left ankle in that first period. And here he is taken down once again and at least drawing the penalty for the Colts. Byers has a step and he gets chopped down by Cramarosa. These Barrie Colts, they don't mind sending that forward up ahead once in a while and trying to use that speed, stretch the big ice surface a little bit. Every now and then cheating to try and create an offensive chance, and it's worked out pretty well so far.
And this is a good power play. It was the best in the OHL during the regular season. 1 for 2 here tonight. Byers, very patient. Moves it to Hall, right back to Byers. Ekblad returns it to Byers. Now Scheifele has it. Over to Ekblad. Big shots off a shin pad. That was blocked by Big Now. Ekblad's pass. Gets to Byers. He moves it to Hall. Hall looking for Scheifele in the slot. That's picked off by Austin, and Gauntz gets to it, and he'll fire it down right on to Niederberger. And wow, what a play by Niederberger. It was too good. Not Curtis down. The net's off. They'll leave that go because Barrie has a chance here. Scheifele in front. Stopped by Subban. He's got the rebound. A great chance on the power play, but Subban comes up with a save.
A nifty work there by Niederberger to initiate the rush. And some of that nastiness really starting to pick up. But I love watching this power play. And we talked about that creative license that Dale Hawerchuk gives his players. Watch Scheifele. He's free to go wherever he wants. It's not a half-wall setup. It's not a guy who's parked in front of that. He can go wherever he wants. And he roamed around that entire power play. And now Hall's going to end up in the box here. A lot of this after whistle stuff is starting to take place. A whole lot of fun watching Mark Scheifele go to work. And, you know, speaking of Scheifele, here's a guy who Dale Hawerchuk thought would really benefit by coming back to the Canadian Hockey League with the Barrie Colts. He's motivated on a couple fronts here. First of all, the fact of the last 2 World Juniors, that taste in his mouth is still very bitter, but also motivated by the fact that he's played games in the National Hockey League in each of the last couple of years, so he knows what it's like. He knows what that taste is, and motivated to get back there once his junior career comes to an end.
Zach Hall goes to the penalty box, so that negates the power play. Now 4-on-4, line cut in front, and that one went off the iron. That's 4 now in the game for Belleville. Brassard, touch home! Going to the front of the net, Austin Brassard has tied it up for Belleville.
Brassard's eyes got big like a cat. As he chased this puck down, he realized with this extra wide surface, he had tons of room. And with a big body and lots of speed, he takes it to the front of the net. Watch as this puck is moved around, and you'll see as Dotchin comes out of position to chase the puck up the boards, that leaves that side of the ice open. And so Brassard does the proper thing here, taking it hard to the net. Niederberger can only follow him across, and that leaves the far side open for Brassard to pick up the game tire.
We'll stay 4-on-4. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second period. Barrie scored first. Belleville answered. Barrie got the go-ahead goal once again. And again, Belleville answered.
I don't think there was much difference between these two clubs coming into this series. And it's played out that way through the better part of 2 periods.
Pass ahead to Klein. That's broken up. Theoret slides it ahead looking for Byers. Now Huey has it for the Bulls. Tries the bounce pass. His angle's a little off. Laser Bumps with Klein, they both fall down. Ekblad back there to maintain possession for Barrie. Pass to Byers just out of his reach. Brady Austin. Couple of moves by the big defenseman. Now the Sabres property in over the Barrie line, stolen by Mitchell Theoret. Theoret, 8 goals in 7 games in this postseason. He's dangerous. He's out there with Scheifele. Scheifele's shot. That one's blocked. Bouncing around. Theoret can't gather it in. Steven Silas. He's scored for Belleville. He'll be in on this rush. Joseph Cramarosa leaves it for Gauntz. Gauntz down to Silas. Tries to tuck it short side. Niederberger's not going to budge. The puck rolls to him, and finally he's able to freeze it.
A lot of action after the whistle. Simmons getting involved. He missed the last 2 games with concussion-like symptoms. Suffered in Game 3 of the Sudbury series, so they're happy to get him back in the lineup, and he has no problem getting involved. The owner of the Belleville Bulls is Gord Simmons. His son Scott been a very effective player down the stretch for this Bulls hockey club. Good lead by Cramarosa, and Belleville very patient and has no problem moving the puck around. Silas setting up shop at his office once again. Their net side as you get a look at the overhead and all the traffic in front of Niederberger. He finally tracks it to get the stoppage.
Silas scoring from that spot, took the feed from Gauntz. Those two trying to make it happen again. It's been a full night's work already for Niederberger, and we're not even through the second.
Yeah, he's been very good. And here's one guy who's not going to be phased by playing on the big surface, having played some professional in Germany.
Barrie wins the face-off. Dotchin circles the net. Not able to get it out initially. Now Scheifele. He'll send it down the ice. A short power play here for Belleville. Just 15 seconds to go on it, and it's Kamara trying to control inside the offensive zone. Scheifele picks up a little speed. Mark Scheifele's in over the line. He goes wide on Gauntz. Scheifele doing it all himself and got a good scoring chance. Subban turned it aside. Back to full strength as Gauntz comes in over the line. That shot from Cramarosa's blocked. Now Scheifele the other way. Hall's up there. Tried to get the pass to him. It was read well by Jake Cardwell. Overage defenseman. Slices one down, and that's not picked up by Cramarosa, but he's speeding in on the forecheck. Hall to Kamara. Hall has a goal and an assist in this game for Barrie. The Belleville native makes the pass to Ekblad. Now Kamara down low. Chips it ahead, and Aaron Barisha off the boards. Ooh, some pretty good eye-hand coordination by Zach Hall. Pass ahead to Curtis, trying to split the D. Drops it off to Barisha. That shot is off the stick of Dotchin and goes out of play. Belleville gets a big goal from Austin Broussard. The Winnipeg Jets draft pick to tie it up. The OHL playoff top scorers brought to you by Fram Filters. Participate in the Fram and Prestone Drive for the Cup hockey bracket. Visit www.driveforthecup.ca.
Vincent Trocheck leading the way for the Plymouth Whalers, but Mark Scheifele right behind him. And then the big absence in the lineup for Belleville tonight, Tyler Graovac not in. Mason and Domi rounding out the top 6.
Well, there's Mark Scheifele, Brendan Gauntz. Scheifele with a couple of points. Gauntz has an assist. Belleville, without Tyler Graovac, has had plenty of chances. 28 shots on goal. They've hit 4 posts. We're even. Latter stages here, the second period. This is game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Only 4 points separated these two teams during the regular season. Belleville just 4 points better. That earned them home ice advantage. Now they have to take advantage of that here in this series. Louis going in, takes a bump from Dotchin. Those two had a scrap earlier this period. Morad, he takes a hit, kept the puck in though. Barisha, he's pinched off the puck by Fawcett, comes to the line. It's cleared by the Colts. Austin moves away from Corson. Makes the pass to Barisha, and the Bulls need a change. Alex Lepkowski won't waste any time behind his own goal. He skates it out to center. Malcolm Subban, he's out to play it this time. Drops it off for his brother Jordan. Wrapped around, Lepkowski can't keep it in, and that will be icing, and Jarkov skates backwards to talk to the linesman and try to plead his case. Well, here's some other playoff action going on.
Yeah, the Knights leading the way 2-1 over the Plymouth Whalers. And you look at Baie-Comeau and Gregoire's Knights still hanging on to that 1-0 lead. A little later, it's Calgary and Edmonton, and then the late game tonight, the Kamloops Blazers and the Portland Winterhawks. Game 1 of that Western Conference final series in the WHL.
And what's missing? Halifax and Rouyn-Noranda. They'll get things underway tomorrow in that series.
That should be a good one. Rouyn-Noranda's power play at 38% so far in the postseason, best in the CHL.
Barrie's got a pretty good power play too. They've scored once, 1 for 3 in this game. Even strength right now. Athanasiou's pass. Yule couldn't handle that hard pass, and Jarkov moves it ahead to Brassard. Athanasiou, he's got some skating room. There he goes. Gets to the line. Athanasiou drops it off to Theoret. The return feed in front. Nobody there for Barrie. Austin trying to chip it past Yule along the boards. Falling was Byers, and Brassard just moved it outside the zone. That allowed Laser to pick it up and move it ahead. Byers with Athanasiou. Return feed to Byers. That one just missed the far side. Right back in front. Athanasiou looking for the loose puck. He has it. Tried to go to the forehand, and that shot didn't get on goal. Into the final minute of the second period. Simmons. He dumps it in. Tracks it down himself. Tips it in front. There's Mark Scheifele in good position. He'll let Zach Hall start away. Pass ahead for Athanasiou. He's still flying around out there. Athanasiou being bumped by Cardwell. Athanasiou needs a change. He's dog-tired. He's heading off right now.
Good recognition on his part. Had an opportunity in the offensive zone. A little late on that change, but still got it done without any harm.
Can't blame him. A chance to play with Scheifele for a while.
I'll stay out.
20 seconds to go in the period. Aaron Ekblad weaves his way through center. There's a hard snapshot kicked aside by Subban. Grammarosa moves it to Silas. That'll be stolen by Hall. 10 seconds to go in the period. Barrie's big line out there trying to get something late. That puck's given away. Scheifele just out of his reach. He has it now. Only a few seconds to go in the period. Kamara is going to run out of time, and there's the buzzer to end the second period.
NHL hockey.
Two very competitive teams, and it comes down to 20 minutes to decide which one will take game one. The Barrie Colts, perfect in this postseason at 8-0. The Belleville Bulls, they've won 6 straight. They haven't lost on home ice in these playoffs. And an early icing against Barrie, so Belleville will have an opportunity on the faceoff to create something.
Anthony Kamara, part of the World Junior team, alongside his teammate, Mark Scheifele. And Steven Silas was a guy who was drafted by Colorado and never ended up signing, but a guy I think still has some pro aspirations.
Well, it's one of those games where he's up against the big line, and he still contributes a goal. Scheifele's pass, that's off a skate, comes right back to Ekblad. He slides it over to Laser. Right back to Ekblad and some skating room. Kamara twists at center. Subban chops that right to his defenseman Silas. Scheifele picks it off along the boards. Tries to shovel it in front. Hall was there. Pass never got to him. Kamara pokes it loose. Sharp angle shot from Hall. That missed it. Laser blows an edge, and that will allow the puck to go all the way into the Barrie zone. Ekblad has played a lot tonight. Has a goal and an assist to show for it. Scheifele has a couple of points. Trying for a third. Got the pass over. And McDonald got the shot away, but a good save, or rather that was Byers with the shot, and that was Malcolm Subban with a big save. Austin Brassard, he's got a head of steam. Slides it over to Klein. Klein can't get around Dodson. That one cleared to the line. Waiting for it there was Athanasiou going to the front of the net. Byers and just poked aside by Jordan Subban.
Well, these two teams still showing no sign of fatigue when you thought they might after the layoffs that each team had.
Athanasiou makes a move out of the corner, got a shot on. Subban the save. Wine along the boards. Got it as far as Scheifele. Scheifele didn't let him get past. Athanasiou tried to sprint to the net. He was stopped by Austin. Now Brady Austin will join the rush. Over the line, Conley slides it to Brassard. Now Jarkov snaps one just wide.
That's one thing about Jarkov. He can fire it on the fly as good as anyone in the Canadian Hockey League. And even off balance, moving away from the play, still got a lot on that shot.
Michael Webster, the rookie, walking in, and he whistles it just wide. A couple of Belleville Bulls get tied up. They fall down. The puck's at the side of the net. Now it's loose. Pierrette chases after it. Bignell moves it along the boards. He clears, and this will have more than enough to go for icing.
RJ, we talked about the evenness between these two hockey clubs and extends into the National Hockey League because on each side you have future teammates. Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Winnipeg each has a player or a prospect on each team. And so you look at guys who are probably friendly when they go to the camps, the respective NHL camps, but not friends here in this series. And it's even up.
Garrett Huey was a half-second late bringing that one in.
Scheifele's been so effective in this game, of course, wearing a letter for Dale Hawerchuk's team. And there's that great synergy between the Winnipeg Jets and Dale Hawerchuk, and, of course, the prospect Mark Scheifele. And so the Winnipeg Jets want an honest assessment on whether or not Scheifele can make the jump, where he should be, how he's developing. They simply pick up the phone, they talk to Hawerchuk, and they get that honest assessment.
Huey trying to steal the puck at center, can't get it from Fawcett. Now Brendan Lemieux goes in on the forecheck. Rutkowski pinches down, moves it down low to Lemieux. Bradford caught in no man's land. Now he's caught. It's a 3-on-1. Curtis to Warad. Back to Curtis. Puts in front. Oh, Niederberger made a save on Berisha. And Niederberger's on his back. He's slow to get up. Going the other way are the Colts. Lemieux tried to throw it in front. That didn't connect with any players. Niederberger's back up. He's retrieving his stick in the corner while Subban's making a save in the far end.
He got run right over by Huey. Really slow to get up was Niederberger.
Rutkowski, there's another shot. Subban, another save. Rutkowski drops it off for Fawcett. Tyson Fawcett, sharp angle, fires it anyway, and Subban stands there and lets it hit him.
You see with the game and the balance as it starts to heat up. And some of that after whistle stuff. And you look at Niederberger, he's checking up both of his eyes. Why? Curtis is able to catch Bradford in that no man's land, and that little bit of hesitation cost him. And coming through the crease thereafter was Huey and knocked Niederberger right in his can. And he was slow to get up. He's a tough guy, and he makes his way back between the pipes. You know, a player is special to his hockey club when he takes two spots, not only as an overager for Niederberger, but as an import player as well. And he has been an integral part of this Barrie Colts success throughout the course of this season.
Well, there will be offsetting minors here. Warad and Lemieux doesn't want to be seen.
Niederberger working hard on his game, and Mike Rosati, the goalie coach for the Barrie Colts, speaking about those work habits and how he not only pushes the younger Alex Vatinos, but a guy who also works extremely hard to keep at the top of his game, wanting to watch video, improving at his game. And Niederberger has really risen to the fore this year, and I think he can go back and play in the German Pro League anytime he wants, but he has aspirations to play in the National Hockey League. And if I were a team, despite his size, I'd probably take a look at him.
Well, the numbers he's had this season have been outstanding. 4-on-4 here. Both teams have some pretty creative guys. 4-on-4 has been exciting tonight. Scott Simmons starts to pick up the pace as he gets to center. Tries to go wide on Laser. Laser bumps into him, now takes him into the end boards. Silas slides it over to Cardwell. Down low, it's Gauntz behind the net. Brendan Gauntz gets it to Cardwell. Quick shot off the skate of Scheifele. Gauntz again. Simmons tries to give and go. That didn't connect. Comes back to Silas though. Cardwell bumped off the puck by Scheifele. Kamara Up on the play. He's one-on-one against Silas. Kamara waiting for the reinforcements. Ekblad's jumping into the play, and the pass hits the skates of Silas. Scheifele spins, moves it back to Ekblad. He got back there in a hurry. Quick shot, a low one. Subban kicked it aside.
RJ, don't you get the sense that Aaron Ekblad truly is a special player? You look at all the minutes he's played tonight. You look at when he decides to jump up on the rush, how he defends, doesn't mind playing physically. This guy is dynamite and a huge piece to the MasterCard Memorial Cup bid for the Barrie Colts moving forward into next year.
And just turned 17 in February.
I can't believe it. And you look at 2 years against playing each of the opposition's top lineup, and a guy that people are picking on because he was granted that exceptional status, he hasn't missed a beat. This guy is outstanding.
Brady Austin. Wrist shot. Niederberger stopped it. Didn't track down the rebound. Klein got another shot. Niederberger makes the save. 9 seconds to go here on 4-on-4. Both teams have had their chances. Austin along the line. Over to Subban. His low shot. That's off the skate of Diarret. Out of the penalty box is Lemieux. He'll join the rush. Diarret has Athanasiou with him. Diarret able to walk in. Slides it to Athanasiou, and getting back was Austin Broussard. Now the other way. Jarkov. He has a stride on Dodson, and Dodson is able to get just enough of him to knock him off stride.
These two teams can really go if you let them. I mean, that's not always the game that George Burnett wants to play. The Barrie Colts, they have no problem getting into a track meet.
Athanasiou, he's flying in again. Gets a shot. Subban the save. Marisha. He was able to get around Bradford. Bradford was just off the bench, and that shot from Barisha's off the stick. He goes out of play. End-to-end, fast pace. And game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final is still tied.
Returns to Sportsnet on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern. It's the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Can Oakville, Ontario's James Hinchcliffe win for the second time this year? That's on Sportsnet 1, East, Ontario, and Pacific, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Well, speaking of who's going to win, this one's up for grabs. 13 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the third period. Barrie and Belleville tied at 2. Barrie's headed in their own zone right now. Michael Webster, 17-year-old, can't get it up. Garrett Huey tries the wraparound. Niederberger's over there in time. Bradford gets around Curtis, puts his head down. Gets the pass ahead to Fawcett. Good pickup off his skates. Split it to Byers, went into the corner. Byers comes out of the corner with it. Byers trying to find a little room to get a pass or a shot. Finds Dodson. That one's blocked, and Curtis zips the other way, but has it poked away by Byers. Adam Bignell into the corner. Fawcett hits him. Comes out to center. Jonathan Laser, 18-year-old from Mississauga. Send it right back in. Bignell will start the other way for Belleville. Bignell's over the line. Gives it to Simmons. Return feed actually went right on goal. Niederberger steered it to the corner. Scheifele. Pass ahead to Hall. Hall's in. Zach Hall makes a move. Oh, it's off the post. What a chance for Hall. And again, Scheifele created that opportunity.
He makes something happen every single time he's out in the ice.
Has the puck again. Scheifele has a little skating room, too. There's a deke at center. He's in over the line. Pass to Kamara. He drops it off to Hall. Hall with a backhand feed. Now back to Laser. That one's blocked. Tight quarters by Simmons. It comes outside the line. Silas slows things down. Moves it to Jake Cardwell. Cardwell saw the forecheck from Kamara coming. Just flipped it out into the Barrie zone. Cardwell, the bounce pass. It's a good one to Gauntz, but right on him was Laser, and going the other way is Ekblad. He's jumped into the play a lot tonight. Low shot, another save by Subban. And then on the short side, Ekblad tried to put it in front again, and Subban hangs on.
Zach Hall with the greatest opportunity we've seen in this third period to make a difference thanks to Mark Scheifele. And it's a simple chip by Scheifele into the neutral zone. And you can see, as we have seen all night, those Barrie forwards, as soon as they get possession, they flee the zone like a jailbreak. And this thing bounces clearly off the post as Hall had a step. Couldn't get it by Subban or the post.
Both goalies have been the beneficiaries of a couple of posts tonight. That was Goes to the line, Lepkowski. A lot of traffic in front of the net. Barrie looking for that loose puck, can't get to it. Brassard speeds out of his own zone. Darkoff will go in on the forecheck. Lepkowski shoveled it along the boards. Cody Brown can't get it out. Brassard spins away. Now back to Jarkov. Lepkowski. He'll run over Quine behind the net, but it's Brassard who comes up with it for Belleville. Quine now. He has an assist tonight. Quine trying to find an opening. Puts it down low to Jarkov. Tries to tuck it by hole. That's not. Brassard tries to swing at it. And then it goes through the blue paint. Quine spins and fires. And that one goes high and out of play. A couple of great chances for Belleville.
Well, Quine was added from the Peterborough Peach to bring some offense. And before he and Tyler Grayevac came to the Bulls, it was Jordan Subban leading the way in scoring. But since that time, they've been able to increase their goal output by 3/4 of a goal per game. And you see a couple of good chances created as a result of Quine taking it to the net. Jarkov with the backhand, Quine with a second chance opportunity, and good saves there by Niederberger.
Webster has his pocket hit by Berisha. Berisha tried to wrap it in, and Niederberger was there with that blocker down. Jordan Subban. He had to dump it in. Berisha wasn't outside the zone yet. Webster moves it ahead. That comes out to center, and it's past Austin into the Belleville hole. Michael Curtis. Subban's in on this rush. There's a blocker save by Niederberger. Berisha makes a quick move. Moves to the corner. He just turned 17 in March. Tried to make the pass back to Austin. Athanasiou keeping a close eye on the Belleville defenseman. That's a brave move when you got Athanasiou chasing you. It works out here for Austin. He's flying now. Put it right on goal. That's steered aside by Niederberger. Behind the net, it's Simmons with the puck. Lasers on him immediately. Picked off at center by Cramarosa. Joseph Cramarosa. Elects just to send it in deep. Let Simmons chase after it. Stephen Byers slides in over the line. Gets it to Athanasiou. His shot missed the net. Ekblad able to keep it in. Makes a move at the line. Ekblad works his way down to the corner now. Got it in front. The puck's loose. Subban's on it, and he gets the whistle. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third period. We're still tied.
Well, Mark Shively's rise to prominence, unbelievable. In 2009-10, was actually playing in Junior B. And you look at Shively, our hardest working player.
Well, the hardest working player of the game, looking to score big on a John Deere, then don't miss the Deere Season Sales event at your local John Deere dealer and save on gators, compact tractors, and more. Visit your local John Deere dealership today to save.
Some of Shifley's work in this game. You can see him pickpocketing. He's been a menace all game long. His offensive creativity is unbelievable, and his vision is really what stood out for me tonight in this game. He can handle the puck at high speeds. He has no problem taking it to the net. He shoots the puck extremely well on the fly, and he's been out there a ton. And you're talking about long shifts, a minute plus shifts, but shows no sign of fatigue whatsoever. He's been dynamite all game long.
That wasn't unexpected that Mark Shifley would be a dominant player in this game, in this series. Does he have a little magic left, or can the Bulls get that go-ahead goal? We're into the time of the game now where the next one could be the game winner. Ekblad spotted a seam, didn't get it out. Warad kept it in. Berisha bounced the puck a couple of times, kept it alive. Down low to Hui. Bradford's on his back, takes the puck away. Adam Bignow chops it back to the corner. Bradford's there in a hurry. Bradford comes out of the corner, and some good work down low by Bradford to get that puck out. Jake Warad skates by his bench. They say wheel, so he does. Got a shot, but it was off the stick of Ekblad, went harmlessly wide. Gauntz, the captain of the Bulls, wraps it around. Niederberger got there, and Gauntz still, from his knees, was able to take another poke at it, but couldn't get it past Niederberger.
You look at this Barrie Colts Hockey Club, and coached by Dale Howardchuk here in his 3rd year. But before that, he was with the Orangeville Crushers in Tier 2. And he brought a couple of guys with him, Eric Bradford being one of those guys, and knowing how well he played for him in Tier 2, knowing that his game would translate here to the Ontario Hockey League. And now all of a sudden he's become on National Hockey League Central Scouting list. So nice to have that knowledge when you've coached in another league and you can bring players with you, such as Bradford and Byers.
Steven Silas at the line. His pass to Gauntz is in his skates. It's behind him, still able to spin and dump into the corner. The Canucks first rounder heads to the corner. He wants a pass from Simmons. 3 Barrie Colts converge on Simmons and come up with a puck. Gauntz. He's been dangerous. Got it to Cramarosa. Sam Niederberger. Rebounds loose. Gauntz digs it loose behind the net. Lepkowski can't tie him up. Gauntz shielding the puck now. Shifley comes in to try to take care of business. Kamara along the boards. Slides it ahead. Jack Hall's waiting for it, and Shifley's picking up speed as he gets to that Belleville line. Now Shifley has it. Ball gets hit and knocked down, and the crowd at Yardman Arena appreciates that. Alan Klein. Red Wings draft pick. That was some hard work to get it outside the zone. Seven minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Barrie's led twice in the game. Belleville's come back to tie it twice. Broussard, one of the goals. Chips it behind the net to Sharkov. Stolen away by Stephen Byers. Byers moves it ahead. Athanasiou is at a dead stop, but doesn't take him long to get to full flight. Athanasiou spins in the corner. That pass hit a stick, and it will go all the way back into the Barrie zone.
You see both teams now starting to pay a lot more attention to that 3rd man high here, and don't want to get burned on an odd man rush.
Quine steals at center. He has Broussard with him. Quine drops it off to Sharkov. That one didn't miss the top corner by much. Subban got to it and kept it in. Jake Dodson takes his time before he makes the pass. Theoret can't get far inside that Belleville zone. Jordan Subban is craftier. That pass doesn't connect with any Bulls teammates. And that's an icing.
Well, the Bulls with a marvelous opportunity to try and get the go-ahead goal. Gauntz just leaving it. Cramarosa the trailer, and he has a perfect opportunity. He's looking 5-hole, but Niederberger able to make the stop, and then Hall and Cardwell get tied up with one another.
Face-off win for the Colts. Ekblad off the face-off. Couldn't get the shot through. The Bulls able to clear the zone. Under 6 minutes to go now in the 3rd period. Ekblad waiting for somebody open. Makes the pass, and that's out of the reach of Fawcett. Now it'll be Barrie that will have to contend with a face-off in their own zone with 5:48 to go when we come back.
Growing up in New Jersey, my favorite player was Martin Brodeur. He was the backbone of the New Jersey Devils. Everyone who owned a Devils jersey had Brodeur on the back of it.
You got to look at the game reviews. We're tied at 2 in the 3rd period of play, and here's how it started to shake down. Mark Shifley to Zach Hall to make it 1-0 for Barrie, and then a wicked passing play by the Belleville Bulls. Simmons, Gauntz, and finally Steven Silas with his force of the playoffs to tie it at 1. The Colts would take a lead thanks to Aaron Ekblad's one-time shot on the assist from Hall and the screen in front of Subban, but the Bulls would respond. Broussard takes it hard to the net from the corner, gets it by Niederberger, and that's where we stand here with 5:48 left in the 3rd, tied at deuces.
Belleville has had 38 shots on goal. Maybe another one here. Cramarosa had a few chances to get the shot away, never put it on goal.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Barrie has had 10 fewer shots at 28. A little malfunction at the Belleville line.
Anthony Kamara, prospect of the Boston Bruins, and a guy who really jumped onto the radar going back to last year and got onto Hockey Canada's radar and ended up making his way onto Canada's World Junior team.
Off the face-off, Kamara anticipated that win. Couldn't get far, though. Michael Kirk pass to Gauntz. That was broken up. Jake Cardwell Fires one in. Gauntz waits for it along the board. Sends it right back in deep. Shifley's there. Hits a shin pad. Goes to Curtis. Curtis to Cramarosa. Ekblad leans on him in the corner. Now Curtis in to help out, and it's Mark Shifley who comes out of the corner with a puck. Start things away. Head up all the way. Pass doesn't work. Cramarosa with that long reach was able to get a stick on. Subban out of his net. Leaves it for Silas. Cardwell tried to flip it past Shifley. Didn't get it past him. Shifley stick handling his way into the slot. It'll be kept in by Dodson. That one hits a body and goes wide. Lepkowski hustles after it. Bouncing puck. Spins and then it's off Silas and goes out of play.
Puck management so key, and Shifley just checking his brow. He has played a ton of minutes here in this game. And Dale Howardchuk, no issues, continuously throwing him out there. And why would you? He's been the best player on the ice, I think, because every time he's been out there, he's just creative. Junior B in the 2009-10 season.
Athanasiou off the draw. Shot that one high. That was a big face-off win for Barrie. Brassard ahead to Subban. Subban's not afraid to jump into the play, and a low shot glove by Niederberger.
You look at Jordan Subban, the long list of brothers, all three of them playing for George Burnett's Belleville Bulls. And it started with PK, who was a sixth-round pick going back to the 2005 season by the Bulls. And then Malcolm, we get a first-round goalie. And Jordan, you get a defenseman who's likely to get drafted as well.
Zarkov got a shot, and that one hit the post.
Got to be 10 of them tonight.
Both teams have had chances. Rung them off the iron. Goalies have been good. A little help, too. Under 4 minutes to go here in the third. That one rifled in. Sometimes those are dangerous off the stanchion. Set in front of the net. Nobody there except Belleville's Brady Austin. His pass gets past everybody, and now Belleville will have to be good on a face-off inside their own zone again.
Golden opportunity for Zarkov. Set up by Brassard. Zarkov lets it fly and gets nothing but bar. And Zarkov is an interesting story in that at the age of 11, he moved to Yaroslavl for better training. 2 years ago, he came to North America to play for Tri-City in the USHL.
Face-off win by Barrie. Ekblad's shot was blocked. Simmons into the corner. Leaves it for Huey. Simmons comes flying in there. Huey just, all he could do was sidestep him. Warad chips it ahead to Simmons. Huey's on it. That shot's off the leg of Ekblad. Speaking of guys who have played a ton of minutes, he's been out there a lot for Barrie too.
Chewing up some of the valuable minutes left behind by Ryan O'Connor. Still with 4 more games in the 10-game suspension.
Well, again, a face-off inside that Belleville zone, so Malcolm Subban might be busy again. We know Matthias Niederberger's been busy. Brings us to our save of the game. Brought to you by MasterCard. Proud to sponsor the MasterCard Memorial Cup, North America's toughest championship.
Brendan Gaunce with a golden opportunity early in this hockey game. He's able to flick it up and pass it to himself. And Niederberger makes a beautiful right pad save, and then a second stop, and finally a third block by Laser. And Gaunce had an even better chance later in the game, but ended up bouncing it off the post, and don't think he's not kicking himself now because of it.
Shifley's out there again and has it inside the Belleville zone. Shifley trying to get away from Silas. Silas takes the puck from him. Passes it to Cardwell. Cardwell with a little bit of time to move it ahead to Curtis. Brendan Gaunce. Gaunce will just send it into the Barrie zone. Cramarosa, quick stop move. That shot never got to the net. And here's Kamara. Kamara walks in over the line. Hall makes the pass across. Lepkowski's in on this play. Moved in front of the net. Now it's going to be a one-on-one. Dodson against Gaunce. Gaunce might have a stride on him. Gaunce gets hauled down by Dodson, and Dodson's going to argue his case. Dodson is heading off for holding. Brendan Gaunce created the opportunity, and there's just 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go in regulation time, and Dodson is irate.
Yeah, and I can see why, too. I mean, Gaunce figures he's going to have a step on Dodson, but Dodson's got that big reach, and as he reaches around with the left hand, Gaunce goes down. It's called a hold, and Dotchin immediately throws up his hands to protest the call, but tough when you have that half step and the player goes down. Time for Dotchin to take that penalty, and obviously disagreeing with the call.
And Belleville will call a timeout here. There's no secret that this is a huge power play for Belleville. 0 for 3 on the power play in this game. And George Burnett told us that his power play has to be good, maybe even overachieve.
Yeah, and that was really interesting. You don't hear that type of statement from a coach a lot, but he realizes that Barrie's power play is very, very good, that they would have to stop that, and they felt confident because they've got the #1 kill in the league. But in order to counter some of the offense of Barrie's deep forwards, George Burnett really felt that the power play was going to be so important for his hockey club. And like most games at this time of year, it comes down to goaltending and special teams, and this is a perfect example of that.
Well, here we go. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Just 2 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the third. It's tied, and Belleville's on the power play. Subban controls off the draw. Gets it down, and Klein. Now it's down low to Zharkov. Zharkov works his way back down low. Klein tries the return feed. Subban walks in. That's blocked in front of the net. Zharkov has it. His shot. That one whistles up high. Comes back in front. Niederberger got there. And it's put in at the side of the net. The Bulls score on the power play. And they take a 3-2 lead with 1:55 to go.
Well, RJ, you talked about the importance of this power play, and Will Ferrell's favorite building starting to rock and roll as the Belleville Bulls have taken a lead. Excellent passing here, and a good job breaking down the defense by Zharkov, and when that happens, things start to scramble. Off the backboards, Klein, great hand-eye coordination. He picks that puck off and taps it out of midair, and after that happens, that forces the rebound net side as Brassard to tap it home the rest of the way, and the Bulls now lead at 3-2.
Austin Brassard with his second goal of the game. He had 3 goals in the postseason coming into tonight.
Go back to the 2010 season, and Brassard was acquired from the Windsor Spitfires. Mark Canton going the other way, Philip Grubauer, and they figured that he'd be a key piece for the Bulls moving forward, and no bigger one than that one right there.
This postseason, Mark Scheifele. His shots off a stick goes wide. Bounces over the stick of Ewell. Niederberger still in his net. First time in the game, Barrie has trailed. Scheifele. His shot, not much on. That's sent right back out by Belleville. Grammarosa tries to speed in. Lepkowski spins away from him. Lepkowski into that Belleville zone. Now into the corner against Silas. Lepkowski digging for the puck, comes in front. Sent right back to the corner. Scheifele, his shot. He was looking far side, missed the net, and it will go all the way back into the Barrie zone. 1 minute to go here in the third. Niederberger waving at the bench, trying to get Dale Howard-Chuck's attention. And now he'll make his way, keeping an eye on the play. Puck goes in deep. Niederberger speeds to the bench. Extra attackers coming on. Malcolm Subban leaves it behind the net. Brassard can't get it outside the zone. Another chance for Brassard. This time he's able to clear. Ekblad sends it right into the Belleville end. That won't be icing. Camara behind the net. Puts it in front. Ekblad a shot. That's blocked by Hui. Another chance. It's blocked in front. Oh, a shot by Hall. That didn't miss by much. 22 seconds to go. Belleville clears it again. This won't be on goal, and it won't be enough for icing. A perfect clear. Ekblad spins behind his net. From his knees, makes a pass ahead, and that was touched on the wrong side of center. Barrie has iced it, and with 10.4 seconds to go, the faceoff will come back into the Barrie zone. Niederberger will have to go back into his goal.
Unbelievable action, and Brassard all smiles on the bench, but the Belleville Bulls and their fans on the edge of their seats because of several good opportunities down low after the Ekblad shot is blocked. He gets a second opportunity, and Hall's shot tipped up and over the net. He had the best chance there, but his shot deflected up and over the goal. Dale Howard-Chuck will have to look for his best execution of the play he's trying to draw up here to try and get this thing tied.
And there's the timeout called by Barrie. So with 10.4 seconds to go, there's not much time. And Barrie forced to have a face-off deep in their own zone. What a game. What a way to start this series.
Well, I mean, when you look at it on paper, this is exactly what you thought you were going to get, that a game that was going to be decided in the final minute. Two teams, number 1 and 2 in the Eastern Conference, two teams whose offense has really started to come to the fore, especially Belleville's after the acquisitions of Grayevac and Quine, and Barrie's been a top-scoring team all season long. But then you add to the mix the two goalies, and you say, what more can you ask for? Games that are entertaining, get a lot of chances, great puck possession, and yet still the ability to entertain with 5 goals between the two sides.
No Grayevac in the lineup for Belleville. No Carter Sandlack in the lineup for Belleville. And yet they have a 1-goal lead, a huge face-off. And Niederberger, he might not even go to his net.
Well, I mean, I think that's the smart thing. You need to have a flyer here. And you need to have that extra guy who can flee the zone right away. I mean, you're down to 10 seconds. You only have one chance to get it up ice in a hurry.
Face-off win here would do it for Belleville. Bit of a scrum draw. Barrie comes up with it. Off the glass up to center. Bouncing puck. Shifley takes a swing at it. 3 seconds to go. Not enough time for Barrie. And there's the horn. Belleville wins game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.